Welcome back to another hands down DFS video. We're here on PrizePicks looking at our receiving yards features today. I'm Ryan. If you haven't seen our rushing yards and passing yards features, Scotty did those earlier this week. We'll post a link down below. Go check those out. He gives some great insight into rushing and passing yards. Today we're looking at receiving yards. We're going to be going through some of the guys we like over/under wise, and then just some guys to stay away from, kind of too risky to choose one way or another. So let's just jump right in with the first guy I like today. Davante Adams at 1,300.5 yards. He's averaging 92 yards per game over his past 3 seasons. So, pulling that average forward to this season on a 17-game season, that would give him 1,550 yards, assuming he stays healthy for every game. So that is absolutely destroying his 1,300.5 he needs here on PrizePicks. Aaron Rodgers is back, and we were scared that maybe he not returning, he would stick with Jeopardy, but that's not the case. He's back in Green Bay, throwing the ball, and Green Bay's depth chart has not changed all too much. Really, he's competing with MVS and Alan Lazard in terms of wide receivers. Tanya, I know a lot of people like for season-long fantasy at the tight end, but this is Davante Adams. It's Aaron Rodgers' team, but Davante Adams is the sole receiver that Aaron Rodgers will be targeting. So, you really have to take the over here. I think this is way too low of a line. He should be up there with Tyreek and Hopkins, who you see above. So we'll take the over for Davante Adams. Next guy I want to take a look at on the Chargers, Keenan Allen, 1,025.5. Since 2017, he's had 1,393 yards, 1,196 yards, 1,199 yards. He had 992 last season under a rookie QB. He missed a couple games. Assuming he stays healthy, there's always a risk, of course, with any season-long bet, any season-long over-under. There is the risk that the guy gets hurt. But assuming he stays healthy, he should be crushing 1,025.5. Yes, Austin Eckler is back. He missed, maybe 6-7 games last season. He'll take a little bit of work away from Keenan Allen, but also Hunter Henry was replaced with Jared Cook, and Hunter Henry is just a much more dynamic tight end than Jared Cook is. I don't think Cook will see the same volume that Henry did, so I really like Allen on this team. Hopefully Herbert keeps up the great work he had last season. We're looking at Allen. We have him projected at around 1,165 in terms of yards, so that's almost 150 yards over his over-under here on PrizePicks. So I'm liking the over for Keenan Allen. Someone who I like the under in quite a bit, down here in the tight ends, we have Mike Geske at 685.5. And I'll say I'm a Dolphins fan. I think the Dolphins could be really good this year, but I think this line is way too high for Mike Geske because just this offseason, this team's receiving core got good pretty fast. It was a problem last season. Obviously they switched between Fitzpatrick and Tua, but they've added Will Fuller. They've added Jalen Waddle in the draft. Geske is now fully healthy. He gets some work out of the backfield. So I think Geske has a lot of guys that he's going to contend with for volume. Out of the guys, so we got Waddle, Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, Geske, Gaskin. He's probably third or fourth between him and Devontae Parker. I think Will Fuller will be the main pass catcher. Waddle will come up second, and then it'll be between Parker and Geske for third. So I don't think he hits this number. We're projecting him at 577, almost 100 yards less than PrizePicks has him at. So I'm going to take the under on Geske. And then we'll just go to guys that their line is kind of right where we have them. We don't want to go lean one way or another. Starting with T. Higgins. So T. Higgins had a great season last season under Joe Burrow, even when Joe Burrow got hurt. That 1,050.5, they've added Jamar Chase, who has frankly just had an awful preseason. And I know just preseason, but the dude had butterfingers. He couldn't catch anything thrown at him. But regardless, he's still going to be on the team, and he's still probably, wide receiver 2 or 3. We'll see how him and Tyler Boyd contend. I still expect T. Higgins is the wide receiver 1. But with a pretty loaded wide receiver core, I think it's going to be hard for T. Higgins to, see the same amount of volume he did last season. And not only that, but he has to increase his volume by 10% just to meet this 1,050. And, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think Joe Burrow is, being healthy for a full season, hopefully will increase T. Higgins, production a little bit. But it's just way too close to that 1050 line that they have him at to pick one way or another. Obviously, Joe Mixon, he's very injury prone. Hopefully, he's back for a full season. Obviously, there's a chance that he gets injured and, Joe Burrow stays healthy, and then they're passing the ball a lot. So, if you want to take that risk, sure, take the over on T. Higgins, but I just think his line is way too close to call either way. Another guy, Chase Claypool for the Steelers, rookie last year. He's a big play guy. You see Deontay Johnson here at 975.5. Deontay Johnson's the main volume receiver. Chase Claypool is here at 895.5, and he's kind of you're relying on him for big plays, right? He's a massive guy, and can get behind corners, get behind safeties, and go for a jump ball, and will likely come down with it. But same thing as Higgins, really. You've got Juju Smith-Schuster, you've got Deontay Johnson. It's just too much to contend with, especially with Najee Harris being added in the Steelers' backfield, and Big Ben's shoulder getting a little scary. His time is coming to an end. Does he have the ability to withstand a full season of throwing the ball? I'm assuming they're going to be leaning on Najee Harris this season more than they did on James Conner last season, who was very inconsistent. Regardless, Chase Claypool, we have projected at 892 yards, so 3.5 from this break-even point, which way too close to take the over or the under. So I'm just gonna completely fade that line completely. Last guy I want to fade from Carolina, DJ Moore. Robbie Anderson had a breakout season last season. I mean, we knew he was down to receiver, but he came into a team with kind of an iffy roster and really broke out. So him and DJ Moore are kind of both. I mean, they're almost wide receiver 1 and 1A and 1B. However, do we trust Sam Darnold? The Jets were not good, to put it lightly, last season. So we'll see if maybe under a new coach, under a new team, he can kind of rejuvenate his career. But I don't know. I don't trust Sam Darnold. DJ Moore had 1193 last season, so barely got over this 1190.5. Obviously, they have the extra game. They'll be playing 17 games. So if he's fully healthy and Sam Darnold can kind of keep up the production, increase his production from last season, I guess DJ Moore has the potential to hit the over, but we have him projected at 1142. So, considerably under, but not too much where I would take the under. Carolina we're going to have to feel them out for the first couple of weeks. I don't trust that team quite yet. So yeah, I'm going to be fading DJ Moore. And that'll about do it. Those are just some guys I like the overs and unders are. Some guys, just completely stay away from. Don't even try to test the waters on those lines. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, again, check out our passing and rushing futures that we had earlier this week. We'll link those below, and please subscribe. We'll be coming out with tons more PrizePicks content, more DraftKings, DFS Week 1 content coming soon. So just stay tuned for all the stuff that we have coming in the future. Thanks, guys.